up, party people, and welcome back to my channel. So today we're testing out some products from a new brand that I came across at Kroger called MCo Beauty. Everything looks like it's trying to dupe Charlotte Tilbury. It looks like I saw some stuff that could be duping Makeup by Mario. They had a huge lineup. It wasn't just 4, 5, 6 products. It was an entire range. I just got a few things to test out, not a full face or anything. They were actually pretty expensive. We'll go over the prices once I get into each product, but yeah, a little pricey for the drugstore. Let's see, is this brand a hit or is it a miss? So I've got my skincare on, I've done some eyeshadow, I've got a normal skin type, but I am acne prone, I got some acne, but nothing really major today, so I've got an eyeliner, so let's start with that. This is the dual-ended pro eyeliner. It's a 2-in-1 crayon and brush, so yeah, this is what made me think it's Makeup by Mario, because I know that he's got an angled eyeliner brush on the other end of his eyeliner, so I just got the shade brown, and this was $11.49, so the eye products were a lot less expensive than the face products. Yeah, it's a very nice, neutral, dark brown, and it's got a little bit of dryness to it whenever I swatch it, so I feel like it's going to be one that sets up really well and doesn't budge. I'm just going to go ahead and lay it down close to my lash line and flip it over and do the eyeliner brush and test that out. I normally like an angled eyeliner brush, so I think this is a really good addition to an eyeliner. Definitely got some playtime with it. It's definitely able to smoke and smudge. It's not one that sets up too fast. So there's a lot of creaminess to it. It's very pigmented, it's very glidey, but it's not the most creamy, glidey formula I've ever tried, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Okay, L'Oreal Telescopic Lift Mascara, boom. So now let's talk about face products. This is where I feel like the dupes really shine. I've got a foundation and I've got this right here, which is a Flawless Filter dupe. We can't talk about a Charlotte Tilbury dupe brand without talking about dupe and Flawless Filter. I mean, do we see a difference between the two? I don't. So I'm not exactly sure how much this was at Kroger because the labeling on the receipt's kind of off. So it could be between $20.99 or $26.99. I'm actually not going to test this one today. I'm actually just going to test the foundation by itself because the first time that I wore these, I wore them together and it was kind of a greasy disaster. I got a lot of oiliness and breakdown and whatnot. So I'm actually going to come back on a second day and test this one by itself as a standalone face product. Today I'm just going to focus on the foundation. This is called the Miracle Flawless Skin Foundation, and this is trying to dupe Charlotte's Beautiful Skin Foundation. That is $49 and this one is $24.99. And it just says it's supposed to give a natural buildable coverage. It doesn't really say a whole lot about it aside from that, but I got the shade Natural Ivory. As you can see, there is some drip to it. It's not a super thick foundation by no means. I'm gonna start on this side, and as usual, I always start wherever I have the most cover up, which is down here, and that is covering up rather nicely. Now, whether it'll cover up really well when I have a lot of acne, that's for a different day, but that is not a day that I want to experience anytime soon. Now moving on to this side, again starting down here where I have the most cover up, and yeah, that's covering up very well. And that shade, look at that. That's perfection. Going in for round 3 of pumping some out. So yeah, a little bit does not go a long way with this. All right, so there is a good full layer of the foundation. That is beautiful. The glow is so pretty. It's not overly glowy and dewy to where it looks just greasy and shiny. That could be different on an oily skin type. I would say it's a good, comfortable, medium coverage. I can still see some of my more prominent blemishes right here. So what I like to do is if I want to build up coverage, I'll let the first layer dry a little bit and then go into a second layer. And it just seems to build better when you let that first layer solidify. So we might come back and see what we can get with the blemishes that are a little more prominent. But so far so good. This looks so bougie. Moving on to some beauty wand dupes, because of course you can't talk about duping Charlotte Tilbury without duping the beauty wands. So these are called the Highlight and Glow Beauty Wands. I got 3 shades. This one is called Bronze Glow, which is a shimmery bronzy kind of thing, so it'd be really pretty if you have a deeper skin tone. And then I also got Blush Glow, which is supposed to be duping the Pinkgasm from Charlotte Tilbury. And then I got Champagne Glow, which is trying to dupe one of her highlighters. Same packaging. Look at this, the little sponge tip applicator. It locks and unlocks. You can turn it to where it won't spill out product if you're traveling or if you lay it in your collection. And these were $18.99. Yeah, starting off with Bronze Glow, this is a very coppery bronze. So I'm gonna start it up here. I'm not sure if I'm gonna put any down here where I'm gonna have other shimmery products. I'm afraid that'll be a disaster. But yeah, it's a little too shimmery, coppery for my skin tone. I put a little bit right here. I'm not really wanting to use this as bronzer though. I'm kind of just wanting to see how it looks. Almost used as a blush, I guess. Yeah, that's not bad. It definitely could be worse. I might like this better when I have more of a tan, but at this point, not really my vibe. Now the blush wand. Oh, this is one that I have been using for several days and so far so good. So yeah, I'm just gonna start back here. This is pretty pigmented, a little bit does go quite a ways. The shimmer in this, just the way it's so finely milled and so glowy, dead on. Going back into my sponge, I'm just gonna work around the edges to make sure that it's all seamless. Going back to the foundation, I'm gonna do what I said I was gonna do earlier and try to build it up on a couple of areas down here where I have some blemishes. So let's see if this is buildable to full. Okay, yeah, it's still not covering up my blemish completely. I mean, it's mostly covered. I hate to be picky, but I wouldn't say full coverage. Now for the highlighter, again, this is the shade Champagne Glow. So it's a really pretty kind of apricot undertoned champagne. I'll start off with a stippling brush. And I'm gonna keep it really high and tight. I don't wanna put this too far across my cheeks because it may be a grease fest. And the blend with everything so far has been top notch, by the way. I'm gonna go in and just kind of spot, highlight a little bit, and then try it with my finger. Yeah, it works either way, whether you're using a finger or a brush. So yeah, that glow is so bougie, so pretty. Last but not least, I have a powder. So this is trying to dupe the Airbrush Flawless Setting Powder from Charlotte. So this is the Miracle Flawless Pressed Powder. I got the shade Translucent. And in this, they did have skin tone shades as well. And I kind of wish I had bought a skin tone shade because the powder that I've got from Charlotte Tilbury is skin tone. I know Charlotte's got a translucent one as well, but I've not tried that one, so I don't know how it compares. I'm gonna go into my powder puff and I'm gonna start this in my T-zone. Now, right out the gate, it completely blurs over the pores. Now, I will say the first couple of times I used this, I feel like it left a white cast on my skin. I don't remember using anything different. I think I used a powder puff that first couple of times too, but I'm not seeing that today, luckily. Yeah, I zoomed you guys in so you can see. So yeah, powder and no powder. I mean, this side is beautiful. I'm not complaining, but it is just completely soft focus, looks like a filter in real life. Pores are gone, lines are gone, it's mattified beautifully. It doesn't look dry, doesn't look powdery or chalky or anything. It's a very finely milled formula. I'm gonna put on some setting spray though, just to make sure that I'm doing everything justice, and I'm already sweating. Like it's really hot in here. Alrighty, time check. It is now 1:38. So far, I am in love with everything. Like my face looks flawless. I'm very pleased. Alrighty guys, it is now 9:30, so we're about to come up on the 8-hour mark. So I didn't get the absolute best wear out of the face products, but it's good enough to where I feel like I can work with it. Like I can at least tweak it a little bit. You'll notice that pretty much all my glow is gone by this point. I feel like I'm pretty mattified. I have no shine whatsoever, which would be a good thing if you have oily skin. If you look really close, there are some areas across my face that look a little patchy, and that could just be how the powder plays with the foundation. It may just be a problem with the powder. Again, I would have really liked to maintain that really nice glowy finish that the foundation had initially. I feel like the consistency with the beauty wands is pretty much the same across the board with all the shades. I feel like these aren't the longest wearing formulas. I really don't have a lot of intensity and color left behind, and the glow is pretty much non-existent. I do see some glow where I have highlighter, but that's pretty much it. Even though I'm not seeing a lot of color or glow left over, I feel like there's potential there. Like I feel like I can work with it. I feel like the eyeliner held up pretty well too. I do have a little bit of puddling on the outer corner. That could be mascara. Very curious to see how this would wear on my waterline. I think there's a lot of potential here. The powder, I'm still unsure about. Again, this is one that when I first started using it, I didn't really have the best first impression or second impression of it. So today, by the time I got done, my skin looked phenomenal and I'm matte, so it's working. So I'm kind of on the fence about the translucent powder right now. Alrighty, we are here to test out the dupe for Flawless Filter. Once again, this is called Flawless Glow. I picked up the shade 3.5 Light Medium. Let me show you what I have to cover up first. So yeah, the acne came back. I'm gonna go ahead and just swap this on. Alrighty, so we're laid down pretty liberally. So let's go ahead and blend it out with a brush. Yeah, here's what the finish looks like, the coverage, so very light coverage, but if you're familiar with Flawless Glow, or Flawless Filter, this has the exact same pearlescent finish. It looks almost identical on the skin. It's not emphasizing pores or anything, despite it being that pearlescent kind of finish, and you can't see detectable shimmer. I'm gonna try to build it up on the areas that I have blemishes. Oh, yeah, that did a lot better. Alright, time check. It is 12:27 right now. There are 2 good full layers built up. You're never going to be able to build this to a high, medium, or full coverage. It's pretty set at a light to medium coverage. It's more like a veil. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up my face. I'm going to do everything like normal. I'm going to treat this like a foundation. So we're going to do concealer, powder, cheek products, setting spray, the whole shebang. Alrighty guys, I'm back at the full face. So everything I'm wearing, eyes, lips, the face products, will all be in the description box in a full-on breakdown. I'll also have a list of the products right here in the YouTube shopping section, so just click view products. I made it a point today to only use powder products because with this kind of glow and then cream cheek products, which is what I normally like to use, it's my skin just eats through it. I love the way it looks on my skin right now. I love the way it's sitting on the skin. It looks very smoothing. It's not emphasizing pores, texture, lines. I mean, I have no complaints right now. Alrighty guys, 8:39 is our checkout time, if it ever, there we go. So yeah, 12:30 was our check-in time, which means we just passed the 8-hour mark, which is pretty good on my watch. Cheek products, going strong. I feel like using powder cheek products was the right move today. However, I feel like I've kind of gone from looking radiant and glowy in the right places to looking just kind of, I don't know, just there's an overall greasiness to my skin. Not in a way where I'm greasy in certain areas like my T-zone or, I'm not shiny necessarily. There's not shine breaking through the formula. It's just the formula itself looks this way on its own. And I started noticing this around the 4 or 5 hour mark. So, I mean, wear is pretty good considering what kind of thing it is, but I personally wouldn't use it on a daily basis. Like, I wouldn't use it for foundation. This kind of thing is better for me mixed in with other foundations. I actually like to do this on top of foundations. I feel like it adds a really nice gleam and radiance, and you don't have to worry about your face melting off because this is the only thing on your skin, you know? So if you have a long wearing foundation, put this on top, it just really spices it up and just kind of gives it some pizzazz. I think if you like the Flawless filter, you will love this. I don't know if you'll see any difference in it. Yeah, I didn't film an outro, so I'm back. So just to kind of conclude my thoughts, since we didn't have an outro, I feel very good about this brand. I feel like this is a brand that is definitely worth checking out. I feel like all the products show a lot of promise. If it tells you anything, I went back and got more. I spent a lot more money just wanting to test the waters a little bit. I feel like everything across the board is very high quality, and they really have this next level high-end feel to them. Even though I didn't get the best wear with everything, and look, I'm someone that wear and longevity means a lot to me. Even though I didn't get the best wear, especially with the face products, I feel like there's still potential there to where I could just tweak the combination of products I use with them. Yes, they're pricey. Yes, they're expensive, especially when you look at it from the drugstore standpoint. But when you look at it in comparison to the high-end counterparts, they're about half the cost. P.S. Just realized last night that you can also find some of their products on Amazon too. Not the entire line, but you can find a good amount on Amazon. If you guys enjoyed this video, if you want to see a part 2 where I try more products as well as a side-by-side comparison of these with Charlotte Tilbury, then give this a big old thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not already and turn the notification bell on to always see my stuff, and I will see you guys in the next one. Mwah.